Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If it's your first time here, my name is Jason, and in this episode we're going to be taking a look at the Penguin from QSP Knives. Let's get into it. All right, we got 4 Penguins on the table. All 4 of these are coming from my personal collection. The first one we're going to take a look at is going to be this one right here, which is the Mini. Handle material on this one, they're calling shredded carbon fiber overlay G10 with blue. It's got the blue, gray, and the black. So really nice. They also offer it in red, but I wasn't really feeling the red. So the blues, to me, just looked so much nicer. You can see on both sides, they're just really nice looking material. Deep carry pocket clip, reversible. The screws don't nest down into the scales, but it looks like you still have a decent amount of clearance there. Ball bearings in the pivot, and this model is going to have the dual thumb studs for blade deployment, and the blade material on this one is going to be 14C 28N, and all of these knives will have the black stone washed finish on them. So truth be told, I only purchased this because I wanted to have each size model of the Penguin. And after actually checking this thing out, and yeah, I think this is actually going to see some pocket time. It doesn't feel like a small knife. I mean, the detent on this thing is amazing. You can hear the acoustics of that from the lockup, and I can open it just super easy with that thumb stud. So if you're looking for a smaller knife, and or maybe you have to carry a smaller knife wherever you are in the world, this might be a good option for you, because it does not carry like a small knife. I can see you getting some, putting this thing to work, and being able to, I mean, I've got, I wear an extra large glove, and I can get almost a whole hand on this thing if I choke up all the way to right behind the blade. So yeah, this has really surprised me. Solid filling knife. The lockup is great, and the action is super smooth. So yeah, this is definitely a winner, and I'm really glad that I added that to my collection, and that's actually going to see some, it's actually going to see some pocket time. So this next one is the first model that I had purchased for my collection, and as you can see here, the difference, if I leave it right here, you can see the difference in the pivot. So it's an older model Penguin, and still has ball bearings in the pivot, but it does have D2 blade material. Give you a shot at that. You can see the pivot is different there. Same style of pocket clip, still mounts to the scale the same way, and it is reversible, tip up only carry. So for the most part, it's the exact same knife. Dual thumb studs for blade deployment. The only thing is that it's just on a larger scale. So handle scales on this one is going to be 4 inches, and then the blade length is just over 3. It's like 3.06 inches. But still just a really solid knife. Great detent. Opens up really quick with those thumb studs, and solid lockup. Through construction, just like the Mini. It's got those barrel standoffs there, and yeah, just a great medium-size EDC knife. I haven't carried this one much, to tell you the truth. Trenton has seen, this has seen more pocket time with Trenton than it has with me, and I like carrying a larger knife. And so we'll get to the Plus model here in just a minute. But I always told myself that I want this knife and I want it larger. And when they make a larger one, I was definitely gonna get one, and I'm glad that I did. Now this next model is their push button lock model. You can see the differences are gonna be that it has the push lock. Obviously, it does add the flipper to it. Still has the dual thumb studs, and then there's an upgrade to the pocket clip as well. So this one does nest down into the scale, which is super nice. You can see the screws are nested down in there. And then it gives you that blank so you can block out where the pocket clip goes whenever you switch it over to the other side. So left or right, carry tip up only. And ball bearings in the pivot on this one as well. And you've got the option of using that to open the blade, whether you want to use the flipper like that, you want to use the push button, or you want to use the thumb studs. I usually always use the thumb studs. To me, it just has that super solid lockup feeling and sound whenever you open it, and that's just really enjoyable to me. But just a really nice knife, and I really like the look of this one as well, with that all black, you know, the black G10 and the black blade. Now when I purchased the first one with this JADE G10, I wasn't a huge fan of the JADE G10, but I thought, well, maybe it'll grow on me, and unfortunately it has not. I'm just still not a fan of that G10. Trent loves it, so I'm glad that he's carrying that one and getting enjoyment out of it, but it's just really not for me. Now, the last one we're going to look at is going to be the one that I'm carrying, and I have been carrying for some time now, since Blade Show here in Texas this year, 2024. I picked this one up at the show. This is their Penguin Plus. It's titanium scales with bronze wash, and it's got the 20 CV blade material, and it's on a much larger scale. You can see that it's also a frame lock, and it's got the wire pocket clip, and it is reversible, tip up only carry. And you can see I've got some wear on that already. I mean, this thing's been in my pocket almost every day since I purchased it at the show. There's really been two knives that I've been carrying since the show, and I bought both of them at the show, and that's this one, and then this this Hogue that I picked up, this one here. So we'll be showing that one in another video with all the knives that I purchased from Blade Show. But let me give you the specs on this one. This one has got a 4.5 inch handle material. And then the blade length on this one, they're calling it 3.375 on the blade length. And man, this thing is just so smooth. The sound on it is just awesome. It just locks up so well. And you can see it's got drop shut on it. And usually you don't get that with the frame lock, especially for the price range of a knife like this. I mean, QSP just did a really good job. Really good job on this knife. And you've got the flipper tab there as well, but like I said, I primarily use the thumb studs. So this one right here is my favorite out of all of them. Has seen the most pocket time, but I love all of them. I think this is a fantastic EDC blade. I think this would be great for anybody's collection. And they offer so much variety in just one model of knife. So whether you want a smaller knife, you need something with, you have smaller hands, or you have to carry a smaller size blade from, you know, wherever you live. Maybe you can't have a larger length on the blade. This might be an option for you if you like carrying a little bit larger of a knife, or if you have larger hands like myself, then the Plus might be the model for you. But overall, just really love this knife. I'd be curious to know how many of you out there have carried the Penguin. If you have had one of these in your collection, or just if this knife's even been on your radar. So let us know down in the comments. We'd be really curious to know. All right, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for this episode. But before we get out of here, there was a couple things that I did want to mention. One was we've already done our giveaway for the Viking knives, the Sax knives. And if you haven't seen that episode, we'll leave it linked at the end of this one. You can jump over there and check that out. Congratulations to our 2 winners, and thank you goes out to everyone who watched the video and participated in the giveaway. The other is that we do have more footage coming out from Blade Show Texas 2024. Got some of the knives on display here that we picked up from the show, so stay tuned for that. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, we'd really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing. We're trying to get to that 500 mark, and we're getting pretty close. So thank you to all of you guys that are already subscribed. It really means a lot to us. So until the next episode, guys, thanks for watching.